Now Rome is saying, the Romans, the churchmen at the head of the church are saying, most of them, all religions are more or less all right. The Catholic religion is just a little more all right than all the others. That's called ecumenism. It's false. It is false. Of course, a person ignorant of the need to belong to the Catholic Church, God will not hold him to account if it wasn't so long as it was not a willful ignorance. But the ecumenism being practiced by the Church is completely wrong. It's achieved nothing. In real union of religions, the Catholics are going soft, but most of the other religions, like the Protestants and Muslims and Buddhists, are not going soft. Therefore, they don't change. They don't want to become Catholics. If the Catholics want to buy them a picnic or a dinner or a few bottles of wine, I don't know. Well, yes, thank you very much. But it's not going to come to a change of religion. And therefore, ecumenism has achieved very little, but it's still believed in. Mordicus, as they say. It's clutched hold of by the practitioners of the new religion. The Archbishop would have nothing to do with it. And Catholic tradition has nothing to do with it. Catholic tradition, it's, as St. Augustine says, loves the erring and practices charity towards all people in error, as is suitable and prudent. But towards the errors, there's no mercy upon the errors. Protestantism, no. Protestants, well, it depends. Some of them are decent people. Not all are perverse. Not all know how wrong they are, etc., etc. So the Protestants may be, Protestantism, never. The new religion, those practicing the new religion, practicing the ecumenism and the new Catholicism, those practicing, those erring, perhaps charity, but their error, the new religion as such, never. And you and I should be ready to go to the death against the new religion that's taken over Rome. And so, my dear friends, what else? The Rosary is for ourselves, and obviously we can pray for our fellow Catholics, for the fellow resistants, for the Society of Bicentennial, for the mainstream church, for the Pope. Nothing stops us praying for Pope Francis. One remembers the story of an English novelist, Evelyn Waugh, who had a difficult character and a very sharp, not always kind wit. And a woman came up to him and said, "Mr. Waugh, you are unbearable, and yet you are a Catholic." He replied, "Madam, if I was not a Catholic, I would be 3 times worse." Pope Francis is in difficulties. But if you and I do not pray for him, he would be in even more difficulties. Perhaps he would be in even more difficulties. Therefore, let us pray for the Pope and for the misguided churchmen misleading the church, and for the misguided leaders of the Society of Bicentennial. We need to pray for our enemies, or for those who are not with us. But pray, especially, says St. Paul again, for the household of the faith. Pray especially for those who share the Catholic faith, whoever they are and wherever they are. But pray for them especially. They have a right to the best of our prayers, because all of us Catholics have our backs to the wall today. And we need all the prayers from our fellow Catholics that we can get. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.